Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards. Use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And this is big. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This is some very expansive, prosperous, lucrative Jupiter energy. To me, it feels like a really big win. It feels like the timing is perfect right now for something. Yeah, let's put this into some context. This card may be saying that lately you may have been feeling as if you were on the bottom of the wheel, kind of between the rubber and the road. That's all changing now. Yeah, things are coming back around. Let's see what else we've got. We've got the High Priestess. Okay. The Art or Temperance. Ace of Wands. Look at that. A Ten of Wands. Interesting. It's kind of the fulfillment of an idea here. And I think that this is something, what it's telling me is that this is something that you've wanted for a long time, something that you've been planning for a long time, and finally we're getting now, it's like the finish line is in sight. Yeah, it's like we're finally going to be able to complete this idea. This is one thought, and it is manifest, and this is big. This is really big. Three of Wands, interesting. Maybe showing what the next kind of big idea is going to be. A Four of Swords, a Four of Cups, Ace of Swords, and Four of Wands. 4, 4, and 4. Manifesting the very best qualities of this situation. This is something that is really with the Four of Swords, it's your thoughts, and the Four of Cups, your heart, and the Four of Wands, the idea itself. This is something that is going to really, it's something that's harmonizing with you, It's something that your heart and your mind are kind of united over in alliance. Yeah, there's this internal resonance going on with this. It's something that is going to satisfy your intellectual aspirations, your emotional aspirations, and of course your creative, spiritual aspirations. This is good. This is the biggest win, right? I think of your life. This is something that you have been working toward for a long time. I think that this is that original idea. And you may have had this your entire life, this idea. But with that Ten of Wands, it's now showing that everything is coming to fruition. Everything is being completed. This is the end zone here. Yeah, really, really nice. And of course, the major arcana with the Wheel of Fortune and that High Priestess. I think you're receiving the signal. I think Spirit is reaching out to you in maybe subtle ways, maybe not so subtle ways, saying, "Get ready. Now's the time." Right? It's coming. It's coming right now. Yeah, this is really, really nice. And I like that we have a prospect for the future too. We see that this is not the end of the road for you. That this might be the biggest win of your life, but it's not the end. It's not the last one, right? Especially when we see the Four of Wands here. This is showing that even this kind of big win, even this solidity, even this solid energy that we see with the fours is only temporary. That wheel's going to keep turning. This wheel's going to keep turning. And if we're driving the boat, we can steer this thing any place we want. Yeah, this is really, really big. We're going to select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And maybe this one is the one. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading, all right? If at any point during this tarot card reading you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments, right? Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition, okay? Let's take a look around the room. We've got 3 major arcana energies. We've got fire, 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 and then we've got water, and we've got a little bit of air. Yeah. I wonder about this Ace of Swords here, because this is clarity, right? And sometimes we confuse the Ace of Swords with, like, having all the answers, knowing everything. Sometimes we think of the Ace of Swords as the certainty, right? It's not. It's clarity, which is different than certainty. Clarity, in some ways, is a mind that is not looking for answers. Maybe because it knows it has all the answers, or because it's trusting in something else. And I think that's the case here, especially with that High Priestess. There is clarity. There is peace in your mind, because you don't need to know all the answers. Yeah, you don't need to know exactly what's coming next, because you trust in this spiritual energy, this divine major arcana energy, Wheel of Fortune, and that High Priestess. And really, both of these cards are talking about trust. We have the Wheel of Fortune. There's a lot of faith, a lot of hope, a lot of trust in both of these cards. The Wheel of Fortune is, it's us trusting in the process of the universe, trusting in the timing of things, right? Trusting that Spirit knows what it's doing, and things are happening for a reason, and things will happen when they're supposed to, right? And I think this is how you've tried to live your life. You've, even when you're down at the bottom of the wheel, you try to keep the faith. And it's this certainty that says, I know things are going to improve. I know I'm going to get my shot. I just got to wait for the right time. This is Spirit's wristwatch. This is the cosmic timepiece. We can't pretend to know anything about this way of marking time. Our approval is not required. Our participation is not even required. But if we can come along for the ride, if we can harmonize with this wheel, and if we can hold on, we're in for a pretty nice ride. Yeah. But it's going to happen in its own time. It's not going to happen when we think it should. The High Priestess is the perfect energy to have with that Wheel of Fortune. And it's kind of, this is the energy that's communicating with you. This is the method by which that Wheel of Fortune, that spiritual energy, is communicating directly to you. Coming in through the intuition, coming up from the instinct, coming out through the heart, right? So this could be dreams. You know, I feel like you've been having maybe not like a lot more dreams, or maybe they haven't been more vivid. I feel like they've been of a different type. Maybe you always have dreams of like mundane things, work, school, family, you know, yard work, whatever. I feel like you're having dreams of a different kind. You're having dreams that maybe are more direct in their message, maybe more spiritual, maybe more, I don't know, maybe more fiery, right? There's a change in the symbolism there. It's not just dreams about ordinary life. You're dreaming of things that don't make sense, things you haven't seen before, right? Objects, symbols, signs, and artifacts that you don't know their meaning or their origin, right? And I almost wonder if this is manifesting in your kind of daily life as like supernatural kind of experiences, which sometimes we think they could be like a projection of our own, you know, unconscious mind, or a projection of our internal symbolism, our unconscious symbolism, kind of playing with things in our outside, you know, world. But I feel like you've had things like this happening more and more often recently. What you might call paranormal or supernatural stuff. And And I don't know what it is. I feel objects kind of just like moving where they shouldn't be moving, or like you think you left something right there, but then you turn back and suddenly it's like in a different place. You know, I feel like that kind of happens to you sometimes. And at first I think it's kind of startling, but now I think it's just kind of like, you know, something's just kind of playing. You know, it feels very friendly. And I don't know exactly what the message is, other than Spirit saying, pay attention. Things are not always what they seem. Things are changing. Something is about to happen. You know, where you get that kind of feeling. And I think maybe if you have animals, I think your dog or your cat, they're also kind of sensing this. And so your animals might have been acting strange lately too. When something big is about to happen, when there is some sort of a change, it really, animals especially, they can feel that. They can sense that. And I think you can too. I think you're connected with the spirit world in this very intuitive, very psychic way, right? Which I think we all are. But I think a lot of us really have to work at it. I feel like right now you don't have to work at it. It's coming in hot and fast, you know. And I think more than anything, it's up to you to kind of slow it down and try to decipher it. Okay. I'm also getting a B name in your life. Bob, Beth, Bert, Bernie, something like this. Someone with a B name is very close to you right now. I think it's someone from your past. I think even in your past, I think that you used to talk to angels, right? Maybe you're even still wearing an angel pendant. I feel like you have a saint or an angel or something spiritual that you wear that's kind of representing that communication or that link that you have with the spirit world. And I don't know if it's like a recent relative or if it's like a distant ancestor, but someone with a B name is very close to you. Yeah. All right. Talked about this idea, talked about the idea manifesting, right, with the 10 of Wands here. Now, sometimes it feels like the 10 of Wands is the exhaustion of our energy. I don't believe that it is. In your case, I feel like this is the completion of this idea, the complete follow-through on this idea, right? And you're taking this particular impulse, this will, this idea, this innovation, all the way to its natural conclusion. And sometimes that feels like a bittersweet moment, because then it's like, well, there's nothing else to do. Like, this is the end of an era, right? And in some ways it is the end of an era. But what we see with the 3 of Wands is we've got to assess the next one. We've got to figure out the next era that we're moving into, which I think really is we're being transported there, especially by this Wheel of Fortune. This wheel is turning. We are on board in this kind of cosmic sailboat. And we're moving forward toward the next one. It's kind of the natural expansion. We think of the Ace, and then we think of the Trinity, right? The Trinity that is a unity. And so it's kind of the natural progression from this Ace. That's completed. Now it's expanded. Now it's evolving into something more. So it's kind of a continuation of this current idea, but on a different plane, right? At the next phase, the next era of something. And it could be something spiritual for you. It could be something business or career related, something creative, it could be family stuff too, right? There is a connection with cooking in your family. I don't know if you come from a long line of famous chefs or if there's just some really fond memories of people cooking. I feel like the kitchen is where a lot of great ideas come from, or you know, sharing a meal or in the process of preparing the meal. I think that's when we really are able to communicate with people, even with ourselves, with different aspects of ourselves, or with ancestors, spirits, guardian angels, spirit guides. You know, when we're doing an activity like that, and I don't know if it's something to do with the sensuality of cooking, that it activates all of our senses. You know, we can feel the heat, we see what we're doing, we can smell it, we're taking little tastes of things. That it just kind of, it activates us in a way that I think really opens up our spiritual antenna, right? The 6th kind of interior sense is also kind of stimulated by that process. So there's something with cooking in you. And I don't know if that is possibly what you do for a living or what one of your passions are. But there's some connection with cooking there. See the art or temperance card down at the bottom. Yes, this is my card of kind of being in the kitchen and figuring out how to temper our energy. This is a lot of fire. And this is a really big win, right? I feel like this is the biggest win thus far in your life. It's going to be easy for you to get carried away. I'm glad we've got a little bit of fire here, but it's tempered, right? This is fire, but with a little bit of water to kind of keep it cool. And this is you not allowing yourself in let's say, a traditional Aries fashion to get absolutely carried away by something, right? Like in an irresponsible kind of way. So what we've got is the Temperance card to keep us grounded, to cool us off just a little bit. We're eating a lot of spicy food here. You gotta take some sips of water or whatever they say is good for, when you eat spicy food. Keep yourself under control a little bit because this is going to be major. This is the biggest win of your life. Whatever this idea is, whatever the implementation of this entails, I feel like it has implications far beyond just like, creative satisfaction. I feel like emotional, spiritual, creative, financial. Yeah, I feel like this is opening up a lot of opportunities for you. It's kind of like you're getting the pilot done, or you're getting the first season or whatever done, and then they option it for like 5 more seasons. You know what I mean? It's just like holy moly. This was a really big win, but it's the first of many. Does that make sense? I don't know whatever you're doing. It seems like there could be a natural sequence to it. There could be a sequel. Even though you're not really banking on that, this is it. This is the one thing. Imagine if you then get hired or whatever to do a sequel, right? That's kind of the energy that I'm feeling right now. Yeah. Let's go to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost you anything, and it really does help out the channel, and I really do appreciate that. All right, we've got our 4s over here. The 4s are the stability of what we're doing. This is a surge of excitement. It's coming in hot and fast. It's coming in now. Eventually, all this energy will stabilize, and we'll get our 4s. All right, we'll have our 4s. Things will settle down, and you're kind of going to be, with the 4 of Swords, kind of going to be basking in this energy for a bit. Yeah, this is kind of like, this is a mind that's kind of struck dumb by how marvelous this was, and maybe like how fast it happened. That we're just kind of like, we're awestruck by everything. It's like the whirlwind, and then at the end of the day, you just like slump down in your couch, and you're just like, man, like that was wild, I think if we're looking at a timeline here, I feel like within the next month, all this is going to happen. It may take a few months after that to really finish production, right, on whatever this could be. It's going to start within a month. It'll finish within several months after that. Okay, and then you'll get a few days to take a break and to relax, and really to make sense of it all, and to start figuring out your next move. If this was this was a smash hit, well, now you're going to have offers coming in left and right. What are you going to do? How are you going to field it? How are you going to prepare? How are you going to decide? What are you going to wear to the premiere party or whatever it is? But we need to take a little bit of time to make sense of it all, recapitulate. Yeah. And stay humble. We need that Temperance card. We don't want to get carried away with that fire energy. We want to stay humble. And furthermore, you want to stay in the kitchen. You want to keep cooking. We get so wrapped up in the success of something that we tend to not do it anymore. We tend to not practice anymore. Yeah. And by practicing, I mean not just doing what you've been doing over and over and over again, but like all the things that go into that, all the other things you do, books you read, skills you learn, the interactions that you have. You have to live a life that is going to assist you in becoming a better version of whatever that is, right? So that you can have an even greater success with the sequel, right? Now, the Four of Cups, there's a tendency in you to expect the worst, right? This light is shining on you right now, but you can't help but feel that there is a storm coming somewhere. Yeah. And I feel like this is just kind of part of your energy. It's kind of like you get a really big win in life. You get some sort of success, something absolutely wonderful happens to you, and you're kind of looking around for someone that's going to come and like grab it from you, right? Or knock it out of your hand or something. Or someone to come and say, haha, you've been punked, right? We're always looking for the storm. I think this is good. It's good to be cautious. It's good to like not just be so blinded by success that we don't see something like running up on us. But we don't want to live our life like kind of like this, like, you know, can I really keep this? Are you sure? You know? And that's really part of the Four of Swords too, is accepting that you did this. You brought this about. You are working in tandem with the spiritual energy. You are following your intuition, following your creative, instinct. And this is something that you are creating in kind of co-creating, right? Co-producers with spirit. Yeah. So getting out of this energy, the Four of Cups kind of energy, kind of requires us for that Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is just trying to rely on spirit, trying to rely on the intuition, trying to open ourselves up. It's kind of an emptiness with this one, right? I feel if we empty our mind of worry, we empty our heart of worry, we receive clarity. We are a crystal that has been cleaned off and shined and purified, right? A pure heart, a pure mind. We're open to receiving. And maybe this card too is part of the worry that you have. What if you don't have the next good idea? You know? What if you're kind of looking at your life as like, man, I'm just a one-trick pony. This Ace of Wands over here, what if that's all I got? You know, what if that's all I got? So we're worried about receiving the next kind of download from spirit that's going to push us into the next big win that we see over here. Well, that's just it. We have to purify our heart and our mind so that we are empty and we can receive, right? And you will receive. You are receiving. Yeah, that's what the Ace of Swords is really about. It's about receiving the signals into this. It's like a little antenna on the top of our head, right? We've got to have a clean, clear signal. And I think this is really good. The next card, of course, is that Four of Wands. And this, I think, is an interesting card because it's kind of about like your own aesthetic. It's Venus in Aries. It's kind of saying that you get the choice now of how you want to kind of decorate this thing. You're being given even more freedom, more creative license here. Maybe with this first one, there was it wasn't quite the same. I don't know if anyone was kind of influencing the way this manifests, or your kind of creative abilities in this situation. But I feel like moving forward, you're able to be kind of as creative as you want now. So maybe this was good. This was one thing, but now you're just thinking, I've got so many more ideas now. Like this is the tip of the iceberg. This is the biggest win of your life, but it's the first of many. All right. And I think you're going to keep kind of pushing the boundaries of something. You're like, you're really changing the zeitgeist here, you know? And with the Four of Wands, it is the idea that one thing we do is temporary. It might be a film, it might be movies or music, or I don't know what you're doing, but it's something you're creating that will exist, right, outside of you. But it's almost like that record's done, on to the next one. You know, that this is the idea that when you're on your second record, you kind of look at the first one and think, oh gosh, that wasn't very good. You know, this is going to be the masterpiece. And I feel like it's like that every time with you. Every one, this is the biggest win of your life, so's the next one. This is the masterpiece. No, the next one's going to be the masterpiece. And I feel like that's how you keep pushing yourself forward and forward and forward. And this circle, this wheel of fortune, this creative process of yours is going to ever grow and evolve and expand infinitely. There's no limit. You say when to stop, right? As long as you are the co-creator with Spirit. Okay, let's look at the mystery card now. Let's see what Tiny Bob Ross has for it. I like to keep these things kind of straight. Okay, Tiny Bob Ross, what do you have for us? I am thinking earth energy of some kind. I want a 9 or a 10 of pentacles. Maybe your power card, right? The Emperor energy. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Here we go. Another 4 of Wands. Interesting. Well, this is it. Now, I bet if we did another card, it'd be another 4 of Wands. Because this is what I'm saying. This is the biggest win of your life. Yeah, but been there, done that. That's going to be the biggest win of your life. You know? And then once you get there, you think, okay, gosh, now what can I do? And every time we do it, it's not a circle, but it's a spiral. We keep going up and up. It's greater, it's bigger, it's better and better and better and better every time around. That's extraordinary, right? Amazing, amazing energy. Amazing energy. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around for that, click on the link up here, or there's one down in the video description. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. New readings for Aries every Monday and Friday, but I am here every day. Just come on back. We'll talk again tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. And leave me a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. All right. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.